Hi Express GTV P na air trend media so the candidate TP na ye de ba besomo e your platform see we so na let be babidi kobo kakra dia first tombo ahon eyenim se ma be kasa but badi kobo PBL ho sensem Mcbrown Amanehunu abotre mu ye de mu chiri mu besomo dia ye ti komo bia Saliman aka e dia first tombo ahon yina mu so be subscribe notification bell turn on like, share, comment. 1870 or this side, Emra.
So if anybody that I speak about, that is, so will you now say Stonebwoy has joined your untouchables? He was part of my untouchables, and I dropped him because of a few things that he did. What did he do that made you drop him? He was coming off as very disrespectful and arrogant. So when I see that, because it's people that made you. Do you understand what I'm saying? But do you have a personal experience where he became... Yeah, I did. What happened? I did. I think 2019, the VGMAs that really was stopped abruptly because of the two giants that we have, Tr0ubĺe and Stonebwoy. And anybody knows that anybody that has passed through the high-grade family is my person. So Kaki, Kofi Kenata, by mere fact that you are associated with Samini, I have so much love for that guy, and anybody who is affiliating to him, I tend to like the person. So I really love Stonebwoy because he was, Samini's son. So when that situation happened and we came back and he was sitting down, as somebody that loves him, I went to him and I like, dude, are you okay? Then he was like, no, don't speak to me. Don't speak to me. It is you, the people that have given this boy the opportunity. I'm like, what? Everybody knows that me and Shatta, jealous, we don't ball like that. Everybody knows that I tilt towards
Stonebwoy. Thanks for disrespecting and disgracing her. He don't deserve your attention because if you ask me, I guess I will be a man in fine. Who did not tempt Tibema Wabaye Madofo. Because at the end, who the same thing, who the same who didn't buy Gumisu. Now, Matafnet me and Jarano. Then I just say me meet me again. It's me. I don't condone such a normal. Stonebwoy, you did well for disrespecting her. Who can also be dish at the well at the next Stonebwoy? Stonebwoy wise. That guy gets things, man. It take a movie for over BBL and 70 be home.
Hi guys, happy weekend. Dr. Zo here. I just want to give. I just finished seeing a patient now, a young girl. And I gave her advice. So I was just entered my car to go. I said to myself, a lot of my young followers would like to hear this counseling I just gave to this young girl. And that brought my topic today. The young girl, she's actually a Caucasian girl. She's going to Mexico to have a BBL, Brazilian butt lift. And she came to me as a doctor and, for counseling. So we had a good 15 minutes talk. And what I said to her, and let me explain my background, guys. Listen, I worked as a senior registrar in breast surgery in St. James's Hospital in Ireland. Like I was involved in a lot of, it was actually a breast unit. So I was involved in a lot of the complicated cases of BBL. We took out a lot of breast implants that didn't work out well. I know about it firsthand. I was involved in the surgery. I did my surgical residency. After I did a family practice. So since coming to Canada, I look after a lot of patients, especially the ones that have complications from this procedure. And I advise this young girl, and I think my audience and my followers would like to hear what my advice to her. As always, please comment respectfully. If you drop anyhow comments, I'll block you, and believe me, I will not remember I don't even know how to unblock you, because as I always say, I'm not here for your money. You don't need it. So my take about BBL, Brazilian butt lift, is, believe me, as as a seasoned doctor, as a seasoned man, married man for a long time, BBL is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. If you do it in the right place, it's fantastic. Your clothes will fit differently. It's beautiful. Okay, if done in the right place. But the only thing I have to say as a man now, not as a physician, is if it's not Panadol, it cannot be the same thing as Panadol. That's it. Just know that one. Now, the problem is if you do it in a very good place, it's very expensive. So I see a lot of my patients, the Caucasian one, they go to Mexico or Turkey and they get it a fraction of the amount they do it in Canada. It's very cheap there. So they do it there, and 1 or 2 days after, maybe to save cost, that coming back here, they wear that long vest that cover from neck down. And in few cases, they run into trouble because of infection. I usually am the one to treat most of them. I've done it for several years. And this one was interesting because before she goes, she's traveling next week. 2 weeks time. She actually asked me what I think. So that's why I'm saying to her, it's expensive here. I know that. You want to go get it a fraction of the amount in Mexico. That's okay. People go to Nigeria, several places in Africa to do that. I know that, and I understand. As I said, if it's your body, I don't discriminate. I don't body shame anyone. It's actually a beautiful, I'm telling you as a
Muntie ye, beautiful, but Ghana phone will be. Wouldn't it be the reason why it had be at a banner side from where we are? Baby now using Mcbrown as a reference. And say, I don't know one of the celebrities here bodily about what Yabedi who come on. And secondly, Moisha would normally in the move from Sia and in Crophobi. I'm about that now. I'm back at you. Oh, and Yachi, Bakai who say. Ultimate fast sell commercial to feel the same person as a be an any what you will problem, you will outcome, you will implications, you will disadvantages. The advantage to your head, dear Ebini, but disadvantage to your head, they mean 12,565. Name the weight my around so look good, the shape will look good, send them crofobia look no, and you will see them say body now afraid, but apart from media
doctor is actually beautiful if done well, because your clothes will be different. It's fantastic. Just the problem is that infection, because remember, it's foreign body. The body tries to react to anything that is artificial. That's just the nature of human body. And if you have an underlying illness like diabetes and stuff, sometimes you don't know, it becomes worse. I've seen a lot of people, I've treated people. I will tell you what I think people should be doing. I'll talk to you about that. So, it's the trend now. Actually, in Nigeria, a lot of young girls are doing it. But the surgeons there are very good, don't get me wrong. Like the surgeons in Nigeria, the surgeons in Turkey, I read about them, they are excellent. The problem is the post-operative care. Some of these surgeons there work in Europe, work in Canada and America. They move from here to go there to do it, I know. But the problem is the post-operative care. I've thought about this for a long time. As I said, I finished the clinic and she's the last patient I saw, and I'm going to go home. So my take is this, right? As I said, it's a good thing. Another thing I have to drop before I give my advice is this. I have seen patients in the 70s that did BBL and all the implants much earlier. It doesn't look so good when you're old. I'm telling you that because I know, I've seen it. I still have patients today that it just doesn't look too good. And most of them decided to let it be. They can't take it out. It costs too much money for nothing. And you see people, just doesn't look, I don't know how to explain it, but just doesn't look right. But anyway, that's by the way. As I said, it's your decision. I'm sure they talk to you all these things before you even go for the procedure. My advice to people is this. Yes, you want to do BBL, go ahead and do it. It's fantastic. You're going to look different. But just remember that it's not Panadol, period. End of story. The second thing, I would suggest you go and do routine blood tests. Some places, like in Mexico, I know, because they ask us here, the primary physicians, to do all the blood tests and give to patients. So do it, because there's a lady I had that had high level sugar. She was not overly diabetic. She wasn't diagnosed before she did it, but because her blood sugar is a bit raised, she got infection. Thankfully, she was treated well, because this is Canada. I mean, she got treated very well. But my suggestion is this, right? Try and do some routine blood tests. Kidney function, liver function, a full blood count, and diabetes screen, and maybe urinalysis before you go. Those things can't tolerate infection at all. That's my advice. And make sure you carry all the results to you, wherever you're going to do it. And the second one, I suggest people take, like this lady now, I suggested to her to take prophylactic antibiotics. That's prevention. Because she's going to Mexico. I mean, she's going to be there for 3-4 days. Take it. And another one, I think, it's complicated. So think about some form of clot prevention. You wear your compression socks, maybe even baby aspirin. Discuss that with your surgeon. But that's what I think, especially the prophylactic antibiotics and your routine blood test. So that's my take briefly, guys. As I said, I'll summarize it again. I don't have any problem with BBL. It's actually beautiful procedure, but it's not Panadol. That's all. And if it's not Panadol, it can't be the same thing as Panadol.
The BBL and the things no man implications they can be brave. What me say very scary. For it to be scary, no secondary. Disadvantages are one. A BA are any at the other doors. But only maybe they want to look good, but only maybe this thing cannot change anything. Still now, and I welcome. It doesn't look good when you are in your old age, and at the same time, you know, bad implications in the doors now. Let the way you think come up as Tr0ubĺe Saliman as a DPR for Mcbrown. I didn't know Mcbrown.
I don't really talk much about women because we are not many. So instead of talking to you out, I'll come indoor and tell you, Mama.
What about Nana Mcbrown? She's one of the finest hosts we have.
She is. I know her to be, you know, an actress. I don't reckon her as a presenter. You get what I'm saying? I don't. I mean, she does.
If you don't record Mcbrown as a presenter, now you're dead. Present your Juma, a year dear Broso. And you're the Marquatna Quam Sefaka, when if I'm able to host program, no, I'm a microphone, I'm a presenter. A teacher can be a presenter within a minute. And when it's our presentation skills, a year come out. Then now you don't, we are fine. When I was in Crawford 2 months and some chara ewokruma. Would this lady, who Mcbrown want for sing, about Brasil, onim the sing, or ye be a sing, or ye be a sing. It's what time I would time the quiet kind of grandchildren. Why? Then I would just feel Mcbrown. Mcbrown, one of your biggest nightmare. I'm also dying. Mcbrown, hey nigga.
That's what she does with humor, with this. Every single thing that she was doing in the movie industry is what she's trying to bring onto, you know.
She's doing very well, though.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that, but I don't, you know, reckon her as, you know, a presenter. I see her as an actress still, trying to use her acting, you know, powers and all of that.
As will be on or my certificate for someone to do presenting. Madam, can sit down. Subscribe, like, share, comment, high express GTV. Don't share them, Bye bye.